Hello, my name is Vincent Wei, more known as Biofrost. I'm the support for Team Silverman. So in the second game, we made a couple of bad plays, so that kind of put us far behind. And then we had a really intense Baron fight where we ended up getting the Baron and then killing a couple of them, and that was really the only reason that we got back into the game. And then after that, we had really a lot of intense fights, and Double Lift, he made a really good play in mid lane where we thought we had already lost, and then he kind of turned it around. And because of that, we were able to come back into the game and be able to take it 2-0. Well, obviously this iteration of TSM, the last time we played together, we went 17-1 with a really dominant split. Of course, this split we weren't as dominant and we had a lot more struggles. But if we do win tomorrow, then we'll end up taking first place. And it's still nice, but of course we could have done a lot of things better, and we're just looking to improve as much as we can for playoffs. Well, in our best and brightest moments, we know the meta really well and we're really comfortable for our picks, and we have a set playbook that we can rely on and be able to execute what we want and be able to play our game. I guess at the worst, we're struggling to adapt to the meta and we're a lot slower. And then we might be having plays that would have worked normally if we had been comfortable with our champions, but they end up not working because we're not really comfortable with the meta yet and we're not really sure what to do. So there's the two sides, I guess. In my opinion, the best player, at least from my standpoint, is probably Ole. He makes really good plays and he's really aggressive for his team, and he's pretty much the carry of Immortals alongside with Xmithy. They always make a lot of plays and they gain a lot of leads in their early game because of Ole. Well, after finals, we'll most likely be going to Worlds, so that's where our mind is thinking of. We want to play well internationally, and that is the ultimate goal. So playing well in playoffs is really important because we need to be able to get to finals so that we can go to Worlds, and that's where we can make our stand as a good team. I'm not really sure what score I would give myself. I think there's a score that people from the outside look at and then they give that, and then there's a score that the team gives. I'm not really sure, but I think I've improved since last split, and every player in the LCS wants to improve and become better. And overall, this split, a lot of people have become better, and I think the overall league has definitely grown in the past split. Of course, playing for TSM, I want to say that we're gonna win, because if I don't say we're gonna win, that's not gonna be a confident answer. And this is the last match, and we want to pretty much put our best foot forward and be able to end the season on a good note and go into playoffs with, I guess, a lot more confidence. I think as a pro player, you have a lot of ups and downs where you experience maybe a wave of very low motivation, where you have either very bad games where you might be doubting yourself, and a lot of really good ways where you're playing well and you're super motivated, you want to keep becoming better. A lot of people are praising stuff about you, and regardless of which wave you're in, it's important to be able to put in the steps every day that is required to become a better player. And honestly, it's the things that people don't see. It's the hours that you put in at home, and yeah, that's really important as a pro player, because a lot of other people, they're all trying to improve, and every hour counts. Well, I think when we have a bad game, it's important to be able to reset, but as well as taking some of the points in that game where things went wrong and be able to look at it in a different light where you take the bad things and you're like, okay, this is what we did wrong, this is what we need to change next game. And that mindset is important, whereas if you have a negative mindset where you point out all these things that people did wrong and then you don't really change much about it and you're kind of just putting blame on others, whereas you can obviously improve from those mistakes and be able to take that into the next match where it can be really important.